All right, guys, what is going on? This is episode 593 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller over here to talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. Man, it's 593 episodes. Wow, almost at 600. Kind of, snuck up on me. Wow. Nevertheless, yes, it is 593. And today we're going to talk about Jalen Mayfield. The day was the day for open practice at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And I wish I would have been able to go, but nevertheless, I was not able to. And Jalen Mayfield played right tackle. And I want to talk about this because I find this the most interesting thing out of all of what's going on. It is interesting because this kid was kind of put in a, I ain't gonna say in a tough spot, but he was kind of put out of his element a little bit. So I'm going to talk about that, give you my thoughts and opinions, and we're gonna walk through this for our Friday evening. If this is your first time here, welcome. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble. I'm also on Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. If you don't mind, hit the like button. We're gonna try to grow this channel since we're already at 600. I mean, time just flies. I remember when I was doing episode 400 and I did a Q&A for that. Now I'm at 600. So hit the like button, let people know what we're doing over here, and subscribe to the channel, like I said, if you haven't already. And I want to thank the ones who have already, and the ones who follow me on Twitter, and that has checked out the website, firstandframerates.com. That website link will be down in the description. Jalen Mayfield, right tackle. You know, when he came out of college, he played a lot of right tackle at the University of Michigan. But for some reason, Coach Smith wanted to put him at left guard, which, I mean, let's be honest, he struggled. He didn't do the best. I mean, that first game against the Eagles, I'll never forget that. I mean, it was like he ran through the ringer. And as the season went on, it kind of got rough and for him, and it got really rough for him. And then come to find out that Coach Smith said he was dealing with a back injury that first year. Second year, you didn't really see much of him. But that first year, it was like, that's what he said, he was dealing with a back injury. But one thing I will credit Coach Smith for, he haven't given up on him. You know, some coaches, give up on their draft picks and they move on, or they'll just try to keep them on the roster kind of hidden. But I'm actually interested in this whole move for him going to right tackle because when he was drafted, I thought that's what they were going to put him. I thought he was going to be on the opposite side of Jake Matthews, and that's where he was going to be. But I think with the draft pick of Matt Bergeron at left guard, because Matt Bergeron also played tackle as well, but they said he's catching on really quick. I talked about this earlier in the week, or last week, that Matt Bergeron is actually, they heard that he's doing really good. And with that being said, him and Matt Hennessy is going to go for really good healthy competition. I expect Matt Bergeron to win that. Also, you also see that the other draft pick, Jonathan Gwynn, has been playing center a lot. Really interesting to see what they're trying to do with this, because I mean, I don't know with what's going on. So with Matt Hennessy, pretty much got most of the reps at left guard. Drew Dahlman is there, and you got Justin Schaefer is trying to get some reps as well. I think the offensive line is actually going to continue to be pretty decent, but I really want to know what they're going to do with this right tackle situation, because you already got Caleb McGarry, and then you got Jalen Mayfield right behind him. What does that say? I mean, what are you trying to do? Because I mean, I don't see Jalen Mayfield playing right tackle over Caleb McGarry, but then again, you just never know. What if McGarry goes down? What if he falls off? Do you have somebody behind him to do anything with that? But I just don't know how this is going to play out. Does he get a second chance at being a rotational guy? I mean, but when you have the right tackle situation, you don't really rotate guys out, and really you don't really rotate the offensive line out. So is he going to be the guy that's going to be second, third string? I don't see him being no better than a second string at best. So it's really interesting to see. Are we just going to bulk up this offensive line? Because the one thing about Jalen Mayfield, he has the size. He has the size. But when you do have a guy like Caleb McGarry, which actually did pretty good. Him and Lindstrom looked really well together for the past couple of years. I mean, they both came in the league together, and Lindstrom is every bit of that first round pick that you want. I mean, the dude's like the best guard in the game right now. Caleb McGarry does complement him fairly well, and for him to get that extension at the end, or get that re-sign at the end of at the beginning of the offseason was really cool. So I mean, you got those two guys intact. Your center situation with you're pretty much with the center is pretty much there. You got Hennessy, you got Dahlman. Those guys can move back and forth. Well, really, Hennessy's gonna be moving to the guard. Then you got Bergeron and Justin Schaefer's still there, and then the left tackle, you got Jake Matthews there. I mean, he's gonna be there probably for the rest of his career, and we're probably not gonna have to worry about a left tackle for maybe another 3-4 years. I mean, that's kind of pushing it, but that's what I think that's how it's going to play out. But getting back to Jalen Mayfield, does he redeem himself? Does he get better as time goes on if he continues to work at the right tackle position? I'm not sure, because I kind of would say, like I said earlier, you probably got a bad rap moving from one side to the next. And that guard position is not just for him. He's probably just a bona fide tackle. And maybe we wasted a couple of seasons on him. I mean, I don't know. I mean, when you really think about that, was he the guy that we should have picked at the time when you have Caleb McGarry? And you pick up a guy that's basically another tackle. In all fairness, McGarry was not doing as well as he was doing now at the time. So I don't know. It's almost like a crapshoot. It's almost like crap. You just don't know. But the one thing you do know, you need the depth. You need a lot of guys at the offensive line that you can rotate in and out. You don't want to go thin on the offensive line. So is Jalen Mayfield just a body? Is he somebody that can be an asset? It's really going to be interesting. But one thing I do know, they really haven't used him at right tackle that much. Not since he's been in the pros. I mean, he went to left guard, and it just didn't, in my opinion, it just didn't work out. I don't see him ever going back to the inside, especially when you got a guy like Matt Bergeron, Matt Hennessy, and the other ones that I just named. I just don't see it. So let me know what you guys think about that. Does this really alarm you? What does it mean for you? I mean, I think it's okay. It's really interesting to see how he would develop now, since he's pretty much going. I ain't gonna say he's going to be, but if they keep him at the right tackle situation or that position, does he develop into a pretty good, solid, right tackle? I mean, I think the jury could be still out on that, because you move a guy from tackle to guard, a lot of guys don't pick up on that. Bergeron is kind of like different, because they're saying he's picking up on it very well. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does with that, and what they're going to do with him, and what he's going to do with that position. So before I get out of here, I want to talk about one more thing. So Drake London, also another thing that stood out to me. Drake London looked pretty good for the most part, based on what they said. But one thing that they did work on is ball security. And that is something that kind of plagued Drake London earlier in the middle of the season last year. Had about 2 or 3 fumbles. We know we can catch. That's not the problem. Just holding on to the ball afterwards is the part that we all right, we gotta work on that. So I think that they're gonna be okay in that department, because his wide receiver coach, TJ Yates, TJ Yates is a wide receiver coach, interesting, was doing one-on-one drills with him for him to make sure he does not, lose that ball. Knocking the ball out with his fist. Knocking the ball out with his fist, hitting it with a large pad, making sure you don't drop that ball. And it is really cool to see that they're working on that, because if he can hold on the ball, that's just going to be a better asset for us. Other notables, before I get out of here, one more thing. couple of guys was not there for the practice. Jesse Bates, Clyde Campbell, Lorenzo Carter, Mike Hughes. It is voluntary, and so I think Cordell Patterson wasn't there either. Like I said, it's all voluntary, so it's not a big deal. But it's good to see some guys that that are there. I think it's pretty cool. At the end of the day, I kind of wish I was able to see this. I wish I was there. Don't live too far from downtown Atlanta. Would love to go and jump on the bandwagon and see what it's all about when it comes to the atmosphere at Mercedes-Benz, because I haven't been to Mercedes-Benz. I've been there, but I haven't been in. So that's something I'm going to work on throughout the season. I'm definitely going to do that because this team looks very, very interesting. Very interesting. If you like this commentary, hit the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you guys think about this Jalen Mayfield thing, moving back to right tackle. Is this something that's going to be permanent? Do you think it's good for him? Do you think it's good for the team? Also, what about the other thing I said about Drake London? Ball security, ball security, ball security. And what do you think the atmosphere is going to be like at Mercedes-Benz? Do you think things are going to change? Think more people are going to come to the game? To me, I want a lot of people to be at the game, but then again, I don't, because I want the tickets to be a little bit more affordable. But if we start winning, there's no stopping at that point. We're just going to be able to do some things, and you have to get in where you fit in if you want to see the best, a popular team that's winning games. I mean, that's just how it is. I'm gonna get up out of here, y'all. I can be found on, once again, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, Google Podcasts. Check your boy out. Give me a 5-star rating. Hit that like button. Share this podcast. Let somebody or anybody or everybody know what we're doing over here. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna get up out of here. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend or the beginning of your weekend. I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna fall back. Anything that comes up across the wires is breaking, I will be sharing that on the YouTube channel, and hopefully you guys will continue to support. All right, y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here. Y'all take it easy, and y'all be blessed. Peace.